morning, early birds. Welcome to yet another episode of the Younib Breakfast Show. I hope you woke up well. As for me, I'm so excited to learn. You know, that is what we do here at Younib Breakfast Show. It's good to always have information. Ni poa kusomanga kitu once in a while. And where else can you do this? Isipokuwa kwa Younib Breakfast Show. So my morning is very awesome. I am really excited for the show of the day today, and I'm hoping that you guys are also prepared to face your day and to also, as you're going to work, be excited and be ready to face your day. Anyway, as it is accustomed to the breakfast show, let's go straight to the morning bite of the day. Workplace and mental health. That is what we are speaking about today. And today I'm joined by guests. Some mshazoea, actually moja mshazoea kumuona. Sasa mnafaa kuimba jina yake kama kwaya, but as usual we ensure that we introduce the guests so that wale wenye wametujoin for the first time can be able to get to understand who they are, what they do, and be able also to follow up with the conversations. So I prefer starting with a face that all of you are familiar with. So I want Valentine. Already George.
You've already mentioned the name, so I already know.
I already know. I say but it's good for you to introduce yourself and tell us more about what you do.
Okay, my name is Valentine Diwa. I'm working as a psychologist for Younib organization. As you're familiar, this is the Younib TV. So I work in the same organization as a psychologist. Currently, we have an ongoing program that is meant to provide free mental health services, that is free counseling, to youths of 11 to 34 years. So Younib is partnering with an amazing organization from German. It's called Miss Wachera, and we are really doing an amazing job. I'm sure there are some of the viewers probably we've gotten that opportunity to interact with them as we are doing mostly the field work. So it's not about them coming to our offices here in Saika, but we are also going to the community. Thank you.
And I'm sure many people have been able to see that through the initiative we started. Kuna time tulikuwa tunaonyesha hadi what they're doing, and I'm sure it will be back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we missed that.
Okay.
So hello. Kindly introduce yourself, what you do.
Okay. Thank you for this invite once again. My name is Elido Pio. I'm a clinical psychologist as well. So tuko psychologist kadhaa hapa. I currently work with Life Bridge Hospital. I'm a clinical psychologist there. I consult for KAI, Kenya Association of the Intellectually Handicapped. And I am a co-founder of Mental Health Connect with my team, whom I'm here to represent as well. Yes.
Awesome. So to start us off, I want to throw in a question, Kwanza. When we talk about workplace and mental health, it's not something that we're used to having it together. We're used to just workplace alone, maybe relationships in workplace. And so far we have been doing a lot of conversations about relationships. We've done romantic relationships, we've done friendships. And I want us now to go, because in friendship, we had mentioned that in our workplace, we get also friends who become now part of our friends group. So I want us now to understand why is it important to actually have good mental health in our workplace?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. See, workplace and mental health. Majority of us spend a lot of our lifetime at the work compared to the school. Like in Kenya, you see that our retiring ages, is it 60 or 65? So you can imagine maybe somebody anamaliza shule akiwa na 23 years. You're supposed to work up to that time, and you are 60 years. You find that somebody spend like 30 years in their workplace. So if this workplace is not conducive to allow them to be productive, and what can make this person to be productive is the state of their mental health. Remember, our mind is that part that is meant to help us perform different tasks, even the way our physiological functionings are functioning. It's because of the state of our mind. So if the mental health is not catered for at the workplace, then I don't think somebody will be in a position to work here.
Awesome. As you were speaking, I've remembered how kuna kwanga na some videos, the reels and the memes that are going around. And most times you find yourself, a lot of the time, you are spending in your workplace. And it's kind of important for us to actually understand why this conversation is important. It's important because it's part and parcel of what we carry or who we are in every single day. Sindio? So I want to understand, because some people in our generation, the Generation Z, we usually say, I cannot work in a toxic environment, it's not good for me. So does stress really affect the mental health of a person in a working environment?
Yes, actually it does. And this leads to low productivity. And, accumulated stress leads to something we call burnout. Once a person amefika kwa hiyo point amekuwa with burnout, they really can't get anything going in their lives, talking from their relationships at home, at work, their work productivity level inashuka kabisa. Actually, during this point hata hawezi toka kwa nyumba, anaamka asubuhi nguvu imeisha. You've got to that point where now things are a bit slow. You feel unakaa like a depressive patient. By depressive patient, I mean ule mtu they are on the verge of quitting everything in their life. They can't get a pleasure from the things they used to love. They can't be the way they were. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
okay. To just add on that, burnout is something that majority of the people who are working are really facing. Why? You find that your boss wants you to be productive. You're getting to work at 8 a.m., leaving at 5. And then if you are living in the cities, kuna hiyo stress as traffic jam. Before ufike home, umechoka, routine. Yani hiyo cycle inazidi kiendelea, na with burnout utapata psychologically you are affected. Let's say your emotions, you become somebody who is very impulsive, you are easily angered. Tukikuja na physiological, just like my colleague has said, kuna a lot of fatigue, yani hauna nguvu kabisa. Alafu kwa watu wengine, hata interactions zako na watu wengine, you'll find that other people will tend to avoid you because of the behaviors that you portray as a result of burnout. So if this burnout is usually caused by the kind of the loads of work enye unapatiwa uko kazini, hauna time ya kuspend. Remember, life yako is not only about your workplace. There is you as an individual, there is you with your family and with your friends. And majority of people working usually find themselves in this kind of a work environment whereby it is only work, work, work and work. And I believe as time progresses, we'll be able to address the different coping mechanisms that people can use to address maybe burnout that comes from the work environment.
Wow, I love that we have started on a high tumeanzia tu conversation ka tumeganda, but it's so important because this is something, as I have said, it's something that is affecting most of us. We are always finding ourselves to go in a workplace. Sometimes it may be good, sometimes you may not even realize it's not good for your mental well-being, and we are here to give you information on the matter when it comes to work and mental health. So we have already gone straight to how maybe some of the things that we may get or to may affect our mental health in our workplace. So I just want us to go kidogo nyuma and just have an imagination or help us understand how does mental health, a well managed workplace with good mental health look like.
okay, so a good managed or a good mental space for employees and for people working under certain organization has to be having several things to play. It needs to go at least efficient for them so that they can have a good, stable mental health. One of has to be open communication. Once there's good communication from the management sectors to the employees, it will be easier for them to be able to avoid some stresses. You know, sometimes when you're there, communication haijapitishwa, hujaambiwa you need to be doing this at this time, and then imekuja imekuharibikia, imekuramba vile watu wanasema siku hizi.
Yeah.
It becomes difficult for you na inakuwa a lot stressful sana, and these minor things ndo zinaletanga hii stress yenye inakuja kuwa hii burnout inakuwa nataja. It will affect you, your productivity as well, and itakuwa issue.
Okay, I will just let me just continue from what my colleague has said. He's mentioned about you need to be aware of what you're doing, and this is in terms of the structures. Like the people working in a particular work environment should be able to know who is the boss, and where am I supposed to take, who am I going to take orders from. So when structures are well put, you know the kind of tasks that you are given, because you find that there are some people who are working in an environment whereby first they don't know what are their functions. Like saa zingine unajipata uko jikoni mara we sijui unatumwa, then kuna hii kazi yenye unafaa kufanya. So kama hakuna hizo structures na umeambiwa expectations, like boss anakuja anakupatia kazi, anakwambia this, you are supposed to do this and this and this. You find that a lot of people are working in an environment whereby structures are not as equal well put, and that really causes a lot of stress in their mental well-being, and even affects other aspects of their life. And then kuna hiyo story ya relationship. How are people relating at the workplace? Are you living in an environment whereby pengine ukipata shida nyumbani, you're not in a position kukuja na kuseek help kwa wale wa work colleague, kwa sababu remember tumesema job ni place yenye you are spending a lot of years in this kind of environment. So if you find that relationships huko haziko vizuri, and then structures hazijaekwa vizuri, those are some of the things that are going to affect your mental well-being.
I love now the fact that we've been able now to understand how a good mental health at workplace looks like, because as you said, ama kenye tumeshinda tukiambiwa ni the fact that you will spend so much of your time at your workplace, and it's very important for us to understand how important it is for you to have good mental well-being. So when you were speaking about now this conversation, you mentioned about how we can separate our workplace and our friendships, our relationships even at home. So I want us to just go there. How can you differentiate between, okay, my workplace, when I get out of work, I'm supposed to stop working and continue doing, because sometimes you may get yourself with a lot of assignments that even unafika tu home unajiambia tu leo pia bado unaendelea na kazi, unafika kwa nyumba, you don't even know the difference between your work and umetoka kazi na umerudi kwa nyumba. This is the time that you're supposed to build your relationship, so this is the time you're supposed to talk with your family, or this is the time you're supposed to rest. So how can I be able to really create that boundary of my workplace and also my other lives?
Okay. Due to the fact that currently we are working under very harsh conditions, most jobs, sisemi zote anyway, but so many of them, vile umesema, they can't really, you accommodate a lot of stresses at work and unarudi nazo nyumbani, and some people actually kunakuwa na hiyo shida ya kuweka hiyo boundary between your work and your social life and your normal life now at home. So for those challenges, it's good to try and avoid, once we are leaving the gates, here tunaambianga hata my fellow colleagues, achana na maneno ya kazini. Go to your home, sort out your issues. Don't receive anything, don't picture about anything in your kazini. At least that will enable you to have that difference, have that boundary between your workplace and your
okay.
I think he's well put it. It's about you setting boundaries. Like, ukiwa home, wacha kufikiria about work, na ukiwa work, wacha kufikiria stories za home. So there is this, because I love listening to motivational talks, there is this one person who said, be where you are. Most of us are not where we are. Unapata, uko church, but uko home. ama uko home but uko work. So if you are where you are, it means you will be very productive. So majority of the time tunajipatanga sometimes tuko kwa hiyo mess ya tunabeba assignment because we did not tend to utilize the time enye tunapatiwa ya kufanya job. Maybe tunafanya na a lot of, tunaongeza unnecessary stuff hapo kwa job. So if we are in a position whereby we can really utilize the time that is assigned to us and set healthy boundaries. Si ile time ati ni 8 pm ndio boss anakupigia simu anaanza kukuambia job fulani. Hapana. Hizi boundaries at workplace na pia za home na friendship lazima zikuwe set, like learning to say no. So majority of the people these days are really getting psychologically affected because of setting unhealthy boundaries. Each and every time somebody wants to, maybe your boss wants some work to be done, we uko hapo, you are the one who is always saying yes. So when will you have time for your family? So you have to learn how to communicate. Maybe kama mko na meeting, anakuja anawaambia expectations zake ni hizi. Kama ni job, basi anajua job inafaa kufanywa from 8 to 5 pm. So after 5 pm, wewe kazi yako ni kwenda home. Si ati anakupatia assignment after umeenda home. Yeah.
Wow. So top lesson, have boundaries when it comes to your workplace. Acha vitu za kazini na uende upate za nyumbani, right? And it's good sometimes to say no to your bosses because it's hard. I know it's hard. Unaona vile utavutwa kazi. But at the end of the day, your mental well-being matters, and it is important for you to actually understand that you're a person who needs to interact. You know, human beings, we are not just all about work alone. We have to go to church, we have to create friendship, you have to network. So in all this time, ukishindanga tu na kazi, you will find yourself always doing one thing. And it's important for you to understand that as a human being, you're a social person, and you'll have to get out of that kababble, even though you're an introvert or a loner. Sometimes it's just important for you to have that yourself, you just a place where you can say, this is me. Anyway, as we continue digesting what we have gotten to learn, I want us to take this short break and we'll be back with more. Don't touch that time. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still the Younib Breakfast Show, and today we are speaking about work and mental health. I know this is an important thing that we should take seriously. Most times, hata ukiamka asubuhi nikimalizanga hadi nikiwaambia Younib Breakfast Show kwaherini, I usually tell you that when you go to work, when you go to visit your friends, in any way, lazima make sure umewafunza kitu moja. And remember, that is always what we ensure that we do here at Younib Breakfast Show. We ensure we teach you, we entertain you, and also ensure that you are able to learn and unlearn things that umekuwa ukifikiria ni normal, but they are not normal. So that is our role here at the Younib Breakfast Show. Sindio? I've been receiving a lot of your feedback. Zingine hata siwezangi kusoma hapa because you guys make me happy. So jua that we receive and we literally enjoy your responses sana. And I know most of you mesema a lot a lot. Some I cannot even read here because mnajua kenye mnaandikanga, but I really, really appreciate what you guys are saying when it comes to the conversations at hand. Sindio? So remember, you can interact with us through our social media platforms, Unib_TV on Instagram, Unib Media TV on Facebook, and there's a number on your screen. You can WhatsApp or SMS 0719 144 144, and we'll continue interacting. Sindio. So continue the conversation. Actually, remember that this whole show is probably brought to you by Missio Ashen and also the Younib organization. We are trying to reach our community to make you guys learn more about mental health. Tumekuwa tukisikia watu wakisema mental health is quite expensive. It's hard for people to get help, and we are here to really help you reach out. You can actually reach out to our psychologist through the number 0700 352 250. I repeat, 0700 352 250, and they will be able to help you out with any problem you have. Just give a call, utasaidiwa, sindio? So back to our conversation. Before the break, tumejua why it is important for us to have good work mental health, and I want us to now go back to this conversation and ask or talk about now some of the job industries, if I may put it like that, that are prone to mental health sana problems.
Okay, so there are many categories of work that usually make somebody to be prone. Not that others are less, because let me just say it's like all, if necessary actions are not put in place. Like I believe some of them we have discussed, and I believe the rest we are going to discuss. For example, if it is staffing, ensuring that you have proper staffing so that the workload doesn't really become too much for one single individual to an extent that it will take a toll on their mental, their physical well-being. So there are these works, wacha tuseme kama sasa police. Some years back tumekuwa tukiona kwa vyombo vya habari that kumekuwa na a lot of shootings, like police anashoot maybe wife na watoi, ama anajishutie peke yake. Ni juu ya ile kazi ya the kind of work yenye anafanya. Look at the people who are wenye wako kwa military. Wacha nirudi nyuma niongele kuhusu the police. Maybe somebody is dead, alafu wewe ndio unafaa kwenda give a report of how you found the body. It's not an easy work for the police officers, and that's why you find that if these people are not really taken care of well, properly in terms of their mental well-being, it will tend to have a really bad it will tend to have a toll on their mental well-being. Like some of them utapata wame develop like mental health conditions. Unapata wengine maybe they might become schizophrenic, or some of them might be really get to a point whereby they are getting depression just because of the exposure that they are getting at work. I'm sure si kila mtu anataka kuona dead scene, ama mtu amegongwa na gari, wewe ndio wa kwanza uko hapo. It's not that kind of work, it's not really good for them. It just inawapatia that risk. So I believe the government is doing something to help the police officers. Let's also look at the people who are in the military. Yeah, like they are given this responsibility of ensuring, tuseme our country Kenya, that is safe. Uko hapo kila siku na gun. Uko na life ngapi ya kuprotect ya wengine na pia yako. You're supposed to make sure that you don't die. So unapata most of the time your body is not relaxed, uko in a state of anxiety because you don't know what is going to happen the next. Maybe my colleague can take on other points. Yeah.
Actually, I mentioned quite the biggest challenges in your job, the biggest challenged group of job class in your affected by mental health. Sana, like 2 weeks ago, we went on a seminar with the police at Vigilance House. And the main issues, as LifeBridge, we went at LifeBridge actually, and LifeBridge tackles the rehabilitation as well as the mental challenge, mental challenges, others. Mm-hmm. And most of our policemen, sorry to say, are facing trouble like deal with substance use they're engaging in alcohol use compulsively and other forms of drug abuse, and this is caused by the work that they're facing. Unajua ukienda nilikuwa nasema seeing a dead body being dissected, they're the first to respond. And they're the first to handle such cases. Watu wamekatana nini and most wanasema they can't get sleep, lazima kunywa pombe ndio waweze kulala sasa, ama kutumia bangi ama nini, and habits ikiendelea anakuwa addicted for them, so it's quite challenging and it leads to wanakosa kwenda kazini, inaleta hizi other issues now that zinaletwa out of this issues zenye walikuwa napitia. So the government should really encourage and at least create more measures to assist them, employee assistance programs which will be able to, they'll be able to share na kuweza kupata assistance through counseling maybe, ili waweze kutoa hizo traumatic scenes in uliona. And pia along when we were discussing with those policemen, pia tulipata that there's a lot of harassment and bullying in their jobs from their seniors, and it's really worrying because some of them wanasema wanakosana na wakubwa wao, now they're being deployed to far areas zile zenye kuna a lot of challenges huko, and affect psychologically. So now this is the biggest part of challenges in lead to these conditions that you normally sahi. Yeah, so it's not really easy out there for them. I can say that's the biggest challenge group for this topic here today.
Yeah. So it's actually sad to understand that there are people who are going really through the extreme type of mental health problems because of their jobs. And sometimes, sometimes kuna watu hawakuchoose kukua mapolisi, hawakuchoose kwenda military, it's because they didn't have anything else to do and wakajipata huko. Some of them wanaenda huko na the fact that I want to change the system to make it a better place, but unfortunately because of maybe the leaders vile tumeambiwa wakubwa wao, it's hard for them to change. And sometimes it's important for us to try our level best kama individuals. Najua tunashindwa sana, but we ask, hii inakuwa ile conversation ya ask the government to help us, but it's important by the way to actually have people who are professionals to help these people, because at the end of the day, if our police don't feel secure, they bring it out to us. And no wonder unapata wase sahi they cannot really respect the police. Wanasema hey, huyu alini harass ikiwa baya. But you see, if we or the system does something to help them become more aware of what they are going through, to be able to talk it out and be able to get a good workspace that they can be able to just express without anything feeling judged in any way, at least I think we can make our country a better place and also be able to help them be able to grow more when it comes to their mental health. And speaking about fostering in organization and in our workplaces, so in what ways can organization really foster a culture that promotes mental well-being when it comes to their employees?
Okay. For most organizations, how can they can foster? Through trainings and educative forums, they can be able to at least reach out to some of their employees and assist them on ways in which they can manage with their stressors. Accumulated stress inaleta mashida mingi sana, so it's good at least they can get training and assistance and education. We also should encourage our organizations to foster programs that assist their employees in bonding. You see, things like team building, they really foster a lot of unity in the workplace. You feel good when you know this person that you're working with, and when you relate well with them, and rather than those organizations that normally employ your divide and cook. I don't know where it came from actually. Now thinking that if I make him and him wakosane, they'll be more productive. Actually, it will worsen. They'll stop working together and work will not be done. If it will be done, it won't be done well enough. So this is so unfortunate, but at least fostering unity in the organization can be nice. Organizations can also deploy the employee assistance program that I was mentioning earlier on, getting their employees to access services such as counseling, just like the one that I said, can be nice, at least to combat some of these pressures and issues zenye wakipitia. Yeah.
So I feel like it all begins from our leaders and from the structures that the people who manage the organization. And sometimes I know tuna feeling frustration, we even feel like we cannot even go to our heads because una feel the pressure already. Like, manze nimepewa kazi sijamaliza alafu una expect niende niketi na wewe niongee na wewe nikikwambia I have problems, I have issues, this is why I'm not working well. So even when people come, for example, ukiitwa mahali mnaambiwa fungueni roho, bado watu wanashindwa kuongea simply because they know hapa, yes unasema you're not judging, but literally I know this itakuja kuni backstab if I speak about it, but I feel like it's important for us to be able to create that environment. Yes, ni poa kukuwa strict and all when it comes to working, but also bado pia let's be human enough, like human is to error, and it's good for us to foster these things when it comes to mental health. Anything to add, Valentine?
I would say like let's look at the kind of leadership that the one at the top is employing on these other people. Are you this kind of an autocratic leader or a dictator? Like it has to be my way. You've not given people or your workers an opportunity to even like give their comments or their views on what they think should be done. So if you find that you're that kind of a leader, sometimes even the mental well-being of your colleague or of your workers will be affected. So you as the leader, understanding that the kind of leadership skills that you're employing on these employees are the ones that are making them to maybe have a mental breakdown, because there are some people who are really losing their minds. Why? Because of the kind of the work environment that they are having at the work. Remember, I had talked about the work environment, and this would include the relationship that they have with au at the bottom, now their colleagues na pia the boss. A boss asikuwe ule mtu mwenye ako hawezi kafikiwa, kwa sababu akiwa mtu mwenye hawezi akafikiwa, maybe there is an important information or kuna a different point of view that you would like to be put into place, but now since the fact that your boss is this kind of a person mwenye hataki kusikia chenye wewe unasema, you find that hata working in that environment itakuwa very difficult for you, and even that will affect your social well-being, your mental well-being. All aspects of your well-being will be affected, kwa sababu tumesema job like unaingianga 8 hadi 5. Basically hapo ndio mahali penye unaishi like all your life until you retire. Na pia hata tukiongelea mambo ya retire, hakunanga story ka kuretire, because work still goes on, because you are a human being, you have your own physiological needs that needs to be addressed. So unapata hata maybe ukifika that retirement age, inaweza kuwa unaweza tafuta job place ingine. So kama umekuwa ukiaccumulate a lot of stress, no wonder siku hizi ma pressure zimepanda. Many people are suffering from high blood pressure. Why? Because of the stress that they are getting from work, because of the kind of work that they are getting, and there are those people who are just making sure that their life is a living hell at work. Alafu my colleague has mentioned about retreats or team building. Hiyo ndio kitu yenye like most organizations wanafaa put into place, kwa sababu taking care of yourself, like exercising, inafanya endorphins inakuwa release kwa your brain and you'll end up feeling good. Alafu jumenda huko nje, this is the space whereby you're not going to talk about work related stuff, you're going to know each other. So how well do you know your colleague other than just that work environment? Kuna watu tu wenye wanajuana tu hiyo tu ni kikazi, like hakuna any other life, but tunafaa remember work. Juu tuliongelea mambo ya relationship, kuna relationship kama friendship zenye zinatokanga from the work. So if your friendship can be, it's only about work, like there is nothing further, then you see hata wewe as an individual utapata mabeshte wapi? Kwa sababu job umekaa from 8 to 5. then urudi home, alafu utapata time ingine gani ya kuinteract na watu wengine. So retreats, team buildings, they are very, very important. I would like to really emphasize on that. Yeah.
Awesome. Na feel tumeongelea sana about our employers, but we have not spoken about how the employees in an organization or in a workplace can be able to foster very good mental health for each other, to be able to even get the opportunity now to know how to even air their views easily to their leaders. So how can they do this?
Okay. But now, yes, I believe tumeongelea sana the employers.
Yeah.
But they like she was saying, you spend most of your time at work. And during work time, from most likely 8 to 5, most jobs actually.
Yeah.
And you're working for almost 26, 24 days in a month. This translates to a lot of hours you're spending at your workplace. So, and these times you need to act according to the way the employers want you to act. If they want you to be the office, you need to be the office.
Yeah.
If they want you to be doing this and this and this, you need to be doing that and that and that. So you practically have no time to juggle upon your own life na kuweza kujifikiria kitu unaweza fanya apart from evening when you go back to your life. But earlier on we had mentioned that for you to be able to progress wholesomely with your life despite hizo challenges za kazi, you need to create boundary between your work life and your now life away from work, so that you can be able to progress as well. So many people unapatanga after retirement, they are stranded. They don't know what to do because all of the time walikuwa wanafanya tu kazi, wako wanafikiria maneno na what am I going to do, what am I doing for myself. They don't plan anything else, and that's the mistake they make. You need to at least have your life going on as well at the same time. Hata kama ndio 8 to 5 umeshinda kazini, after work, do after work stuff. Progress in your life. What am I doing? What do I want for myself? Wewe ushatengenezea ya employer kazi yake, so yako sasa ujitengenezee. Yeah, so that at least you don't be only work. Umetoka kazi, umeenda kazi. No, it's normally a type A personality. Wale watu they love get things done, wataendelea kuzifanya tukikuwa nyumbani, but it's not a good one because you will lag behind in life.
Yeah. So it's important for us to strike a balance about everything. I feel like that is what I'm taking in kabisa, and I hope people at home you're really taking notes and tunaongelelea about workplace. So you spend most of the time there, and it's important for you to understand that ni important for you to have a very good workplace balance. And tumeshinda tukiambiwa one and one, it's good. Hata by the way, me I'm even wondering when it comes to employees, vile ulikuwa mentioned earlier about us having fights in the workplace. Unashanga ilianza wapi, but you don't even understand. Ukikuja tu ukalishe mtu unamuuliza, sasa mbona ulikasirikia huyu? Anakuambia tu roho ilimkata. But we are supposed to be each other's cheerleaders. Like if you are low, nikuje nikwambie tunafaa kuchapa kazi, let's continue with it. Then I think we will foster a very good place of work and grow together. Sindio? So I hope you guys are taking in notes and mnaweza pia understand now how you can be able to cultivate a good working environment. Even though you are the CEO, kwanza CEOs, our leaders, our managers, these are the notes. Hii ndio time unafaa kukichukua notes ukisema this is what we're supposed to do, so that you can be able to get also good return for your money, because as a leader unatakanga pia vitu zako zikifanyika, ukitoa pesa lazima unataka yes it's a risk, but unataka pia kukuwa na returns. And if you get to make your employees really have a very good place of work, very peaceful place of work, utaona a very good return of your money. But ukianza kuweka pia unawaletea stress and everything, at the end of the day watachoka. Utapata wengine wamegoma kukuja kazi, utapata wengine wamejiambia you know what, this is so toxic for me, so I better leave. Utapata wengine wakisema yes nakaa tu hapa because I don't have any other source of income, but nikipata tu nakimbia, which is not supposed to be the case. Be able to give them peace and they will give you good work in return. So let's continue thinking about this conversation as we take this short break. We'll be right back.
never the best. Hallelujah.
Welcome back. This is still the Younib Breakfast Show with me, Penina Wachera, and we are here to continue with the conversation on matters work and mental health. To remember about balance. So, guys, how do you find it? Is it easy for you to balance between work and family and also out of work relationships with your friends? Please let us know through our social media platforms, Younib_TV on Instagram, Younib Media TV on Facebook, and there's a number on your screen. You can SMS or WhatsApp 0719 144 144, and we'll ensure that your questions tunajibu hapa na pia by the way, if we don't answer them here, we usually answer them individually, so in one way or another hautakosa kajibu mahali, si ndio? So we are back to this conversation with my able guests here who are specialists at what they do. They're psychologists who are here to help you become a better person. Tunasemanga in the Younib Breakfast Show, we ensure that we have to learn something in a day, because a normal human being hafai kukua tu kwa comfort zone. Usually anafaa ku keep on growing, and that is why we are here, right? So what steps can an organization take to address the mental health issue when it comes to burnout and also be able to take care of their employees? I feel like tumeongelea sana about employers giving an opportunity to the employees to be able to have good mental health conditions. So how can they do this?
Okay. Now for employers, I guess the best way to deal with this issue, we might start with the recognition and appreciation of first. You know, most of our work that employees normally do, mostly mnakonga to someone when there's something bad has happened. And some of these times you don't get recognized for the good that you've done. Because someone's first, recognizing good work done and appreciating this good work can help build staff morale, and it will assist at least for those who are already feeling wameanza kupata sense of burnout, itawasaidia kidogo. Then we need to at least find ample, what do we call them, leave days or many off days. You know, sometimes we're normally being overworked. Some organizations tend to overwork their staff. And you know, as much as the work needs to be done, they need to rest as well. Consistent work without rest will definitely lead to burnout. So they need to plan their days, at least accommodates a few days for them to rest. And whenever they feel they are burnt out, the employees, I can urge you as well, you can always go and request for leave days whenever you feel. Mambo imekuwa tight kidogo, you cannot control yourself the way you were, or you're feeling like you're getting fatigued. Ask for those leave days. Remember, if you don't take care of yourself, things won't go right with you and everything else will tumble down. So it's upon you to make this work for you, and for the employers, at least for what you request, hand them these days so that they can come back when they're stronger, when they're better, and work diligently like they used to do.
Wow.
Okay, so we are just talking about what the employers can do, but what can the employees, now tuseme sasa mimi for example, like what can I do? So all of that will just revolve around self-care. Na self-care kuna mambo na boundaries. My colleague as well put about you setting, asking for leave days. Ukipewa hiyo leave day, what are you going to do? You find that kwa sababu tumekuwa structured in a way that tunafikirianga life is all about work and work. You find that hata unapewa hiyo leave, alafu ukienda home, maybe hiyo ndio time yenye unasema wacha niende kwa shamba. Umepatiwa off, badala ya kutake hii off as an opportunity ya kurefresh, unapata hiyo ndo time yenye zile vitu zote zenye huku umepata time ya kufanya juu ya job ndio unataka kwenda kufanya. So kama ni leave, ikuwe leave, you can save up we are always advised to create this culture of saving. You save up so that at the end of it all, maybe ukipatiwa leave days, you can take yourself to a nice refreshing hotel whereby you can engage in activities tuseme kama swimming, maybe you get some nice food or listening to just some nice music. All this will revolve around you taking care of yourself. So in as much as tutapewa leave, sisi kama wenye tutapewa leave, what are we doing with the leave days? So there is what the employer are supposed to do, and there is also what you as the employee you're supposed to do. Yeah.
So self-care is important.
Yeah. Na hata birthday vile amesema hoteli si ati kila mtu atende. Yeah, it's just an example. So do something that you love during this time, at least, so that you utoe your stress. At least uweze kupata new energy to continue. Yeah.
So it's important for you to be able to balance na pia kujua that you matter even more than your job, sindio? So it's important for us to understand. So if at all somebody who is in a workplace that na feel nime exhaust kila kitu kujaribu, bado niko na burnouts, bado my mental health is not working because of the conditions maybe at work, I'm trying to speak to my boss, maybe kidogo hatuelewani, bado hatupatani, what am I supposed to do?
Okay. There's so many variables. So your job, mambo imeharibika kidogo. What else?
Unapata pia your mental health is not okay because of your workplace. Okay. Maybe in one way or another, vitu ziko home bado zina happen, bado kwa workplace zina happen, bado wewe ndio unategemewa hiyo workplace, wewe ndio unategemewa. So what are you supposed to do?
Okay, I guess at this point you can clearly see you need support and you need help. Seek guidance and counsel, seek assistance at least, so that you can get things in order. You know, it's not easy. Mungu pia anaona at least some things will not, hopefully things will stafika hapo. And but for those who are in this situation, you know, I mentioned, try to seek assistance. You can always find help hapo nje. Remember, they normally say there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah. So
whatever you're going through, somebody else has gone through it, and there's definitely a solution to it. So always seek help, so that at least you get some order and peace, and so you can now manage your life better. Yeah.
I think to add on that, I would say at the end of the day, it is you matter. So tumeongelea mambo na self-care. Self-care ipia ina involve identity, like kujijua. Just the way you've well put it, it's like you've noticed, something is not working there. So ask yourself, what other options are there for me to do or to have that will promote my mental well-being. So pengine kama ita involve seeking for a better job or a job from a different place, then you can as well go for it. But okay, si lati utoke hapo kimadharau, kwa sababu it's good to live a place with integrity. Like kama if you're planning to resign or you're looking for another job, it's well that you inform your bosses that I am planning to go, I'm willing to support you. Ukileta a replacement, maybe nimfanyie training, but you know why you want to leave that place. But to say that, it's because this place is a toxic place, umeni mshahara, ujuku ukinipea mshahara wangu, unakuwa tu a person of integrity. Tafuta other options. Hauko only limited to one particular place. You can look for other better opportunities. Ask yourself, what other options are available for me that will help to promote my mental well-being, other than kukua in a toxic kind of an environment. Ni kama tu relationship. So that's why kuna divorce. So nasikia watu wana divorcing. Yeah. Why are they divorcing? Because maybe they have been in a space where they're feeling like, if I continue living here, the next thing that will happen to me is death. So kuna kwangana hizo work zenye ukiendelea kukaa hapo, next thing unaonanga tu ni kama I'm going to die out of this work. So we don't want to wewe ukufe kwa sababu ya job. Not all job have toxic work environment. Si job zote haziko na structures that are well put. So you can always seek you can also seek out solutions from other places. Yeah.
Wow. So right now I feel like now you are able to get to understand na pia self-reflect on whether you are okay in your workplace, what you can be able to do. If you're the CEO, if you're the manager, what can you be able to do to help your employees? And if you are the person who feels like uko very excessively burnt out, you have now something to be able to do. Maybe utachukua leave days, maybe utachukua the off day, maybe even though it's a day, maybe you can do some self-care, you can be able to create boundaries, like remember a lot of things. So I'm sure if you try one of these things, you can be able to make your mental health okay, and you can be able to grow and become a better person because you matter. Remember, self-care is important. It's all about you. Jiangalie kwanza, alafu the rest can follow, sindio? So Eliud, if somebody for example anataka kukufikia ama anataka to get help from you, where can they find you?
Where can they find me? Very good. So for my if you need any assistance, any counseling from me, my handles are Mental Health Connect at both platforms, in Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. You can also reach me out directly via Elidopio and all those 3 platforms as well. And and you'll find me via those platforms. And for my number, 0714 942431.
Okay, so you can seek help if you need it, sindio? Valentine definitely mnajua kumpata wapi. Ako hapa kwa the organization offering very good psychological help for you guys to be able to make your mental health better. Now amekuwa akitupea a lot of information when it comes to mental health. I feel like I am more versed when it comes to issues with mental health, mood disorders, anxiety disorders. Like hata unajua ukiwa na anxiety unajua by the way this is some place for alarm, and you can be able to seek help. And it's because of this organization and Younib organization and also Missio that are helping us be able to get to learn all this. And it's part of their way to reach our community, to be able to help you guys be able to manage your mental health. Hakuna haja tusikie more cases on suicide, and there's a place where you can go for help. So remember, you can always get in touch with them, call them through the number. Let me read for you the numbers, guys. 0700 352 250. I repeat it again, 0700 352 250, and they will ensure that they take good care of you. They help you be able to understand what your problem is, and also ensure that you are a better person when it comes to matters mental health. So thank you so much, guys, for coming. It's been an interesting conversation. I feel tumesoma a lot, and for our viewers, it's good for you to actually take this out. Speak to your friends about it. Nashinda nikiwaambia ukipatana na msee mwenye anaenda through these things, unamwambia kuna show yenye nina watchingi ya Younib Breakfast Show yenye inaweza kusaidia ku combat hii kitu, and it will help not only you alone but also your friends, your family, and make you guys live in a better place and have good mental health. So before nimalize, I want to send my gratitude to Elias Mutina. Today you have been a one-man army, and it's been awesome having you always kwa show, kutupeanga mawaidha kwa nyuma ya kamera, tukishaenda ka break hivi unasikia stories zinakuja. Thank you so much for always being there and for making this show a success, and for you guys, our viewers, for staying with us since we started this conversation, and for learning with us, and for always interacting with us na kutuambia those words of affirmation, kusema vile mna enjoy the Younib Breakfast Show. It means a lot to us, and thank you so much. Keep watching the Younib Breakfast Show, and we'll see each other tomorrow or the other day that we will have our show anyway. So from me and my guest, I wish you guys a very good day ahead, and please take care of yourselves because you are important, you matter. Until next time, goodbye.